This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I know it's been a minute. Your boy's been on hiatus. I just been doing my thing up here in Barrow, Alaska. That's something that I'm gonna talk to you guys about in another video. But what I really want to talk about is the debacle that took place in the NBA Finals over this previous week. Like I told you guys in previous videos, and I've mentioned it before, LeBron James is a great player within his own right, but there's a reason why I say this guy is overrated. The reason being is because, the media, the Rudy Poo young generation, and people out here want to try to put him on the MJ23 and the KB24 levels. My goodness, this makes me go back to when Jordan talked about his 50th, when he was celebrating his 50th birthday and he was being interviewed by Ahmad Rashad. And he was saying, we're sitting here and we're debating between Kobe and LeBron on who's the best. And of course, at that time, he said 5 beats 1. But he said, we got this guy in the back door, Kevin Durant, and he's knocking. And not only is he knocking, I mean, he knocked the door down. He blew the house down. 2 game threes where this guy sat here and he put on a display. This is what I call superstar at the highest level. This is the stuff that I'm trying to tell you guys, and you guys don't understand. I said this before. I've had people in comments, vilify me or try to make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. But, I understand this game. I live it, I breathe it, I sleep it, and I bled it. I understand the game of basketball at the highest level, practically better than almost anyone, if anyone, if you can put it out there. And I tried to tell you guys, this is what I define as true greatness. When the game is on the line, what you do. The reason why I've never been a LeBron James fan, and I was able to point him out since he came into the league in the 03-04 season, is the simple fact that this guy crumbles under pressure. I was watching those St. Mary games when this guy was, in high school. What I saw was a guy that was making, the right play, the best play, so to speak. But I didn't see a guy that sat there and put himself out there to define himself in terms of the defining moments. What do I mean by that? Putting the ball on the floor, looking at his teammates and basically telling them, giving them that look like, look here, I'm going to check this dude up one-on-one, give me the ball and get the hell out my way and let me do what I got to do. I never saw that in him. I never saw that grit. I never saw that assassin's mentality. And this is carried over into the league. Every finals loss this man has lost. When this man loses, he loses bad. All you got to do is go back to 2007 when he went up against the Spurs. Everybody wants to say, oh, he was a rookie. He was young then. That was him being a rookie in the finals. No excuses. If you're good enough to make it to the finals, you're good enough to be there in the first place. So I don't want to hear it. When this man got swept, if everybody's sitting here talking about this man is so great, witness his greatness, etc., then my take on it is if he is so great, then he should be able to get one game. Allen Iverson, who is barely 6 feet, barely 160 pounds, and that's on a wet day, was able to get one game against that juggernaut Kobe and Shaq. And if AI can do that, this guy right here, 6'9", down there 270 to 280 pounds, the locomotive that you guys say that he is, this physical specimen that he is, how come he can't get a game against this, juggernaut Warriors team? This is what I don't understand. And then people want to sit here and try to compare this man on the likes of MJ23. First of all, let's get it clear. There's levels to this stuff. Like Meek Mill say, Jordan is right here. He's all the way up here on this level. He's going to be there by himself. No one's going to catch up to him. Now, let's make that clear. 6'6" in the NBA Finals. The man's never lost, and he's never allowed it to go to Game 7. He is right here. He's in another stratosphere. So let's leave him where he belongs, on Pluto. That's where he's at. Then people try to be disrespectful and then take LeBron James and put him over the Kobe Bryants of the world. Put him over the Shaqs of the world. Put him over Tim Duncans of the world. You don't do that, man. That's disrespectful on the highest levels. People act and forgot like Kobe Bean Bryant ain't played this game. This is what I don't understand. Because if you know basketball for what it is, you got to look at the percentages. Like I said, there's levels to this stuff. Jordan is 6 for 6. He's 100%. Then when you got to look at it, all of the guys on the pantheon of greatness, what do they have in common? They're over 50% in NBA Finals averages. Kobe is 5 for 7. He is 71.4% in NBA Finals average. Not only did he beat 50%, he beat it by 21.4%. So this man gets credit, but people want to say, oh, well, he played with Shaq. No, it's just like Kobe said at that time, and it's just like Kevin Durant said in that last post-game interview. Y'all know what time it is. All you got to do is play with these dudes. They knew what time it was. Because when people want to sit here and say, well, Shaq had 3 finals MVPs, so technically Kobe only has 2 finals MVPs. So because LeBron got 3 finals MVPs, he's better than Kobe. That's nonsense, man. That's Rudy Poo stuff. Because if you go back and you look at it, how many championships was Shaq able to win without Kobe? Only 1. How many championships did Kobe win without Shaq? Only 2. People want to sit here and act like LeBron never had a team. This man played on the Miami Heat for 4 years with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. In my opinion, Dwayne Wade, now you could say he's had, the 4th greatest finals performance. At the time, it was a 3rd, but since Durant had that 35-point in 2017, which was nasty in itself, Dwayne Wade has had the 4th greatest finals average in points performance in NBA Finals history and in NBA history, period. This is a man that clearly, when he was in his prime, we were talking about, a baby Jordan. So he played with the likes of that guy. And at that time, that guy was a top 5 player, top 3, I would say between 2010 and 2013. And then Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was clearly a top 15 player. And all he was able to do was win 2 out of 4. I mean, come on. If you would have put Kobe on that team or Jordan on that team, Kobe would at least got 3 out of 4, at least. And I know MJ would have got 4 out of 4. So the point that I'm trying to make is stop putting this dude on the levels of MJ and stop putting him on the levels of Kobe. I don't mind if you guys sit here and say that LeBron is a great player, but stop, you LeBron apologists. Stop making excuses for this dude. Stop making it seem like this dude is the cat that's going around here and, it's just ridiculous. If this man poops, they think it's gold. It's like he can't do no wrong. And watch, people, the LeBron apologists, the LeBron fans, they're going to come out and they're going to say, well, it's not his fault. He had 51 points in the first game. He was averaging, almost 40 points per game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. See, this is the thing that you guys don't understand. And this is why you guys will always be left behind when it comes to the game of basketball. It's not about stats, as you can see. And then this whole fraction thing, when people keep saying this man is 3 for 6, you're trying to make his finals average look good. There's no such thing for 3 for 6. It's like you guys haven't gone to school. Jordan is 6 for 6. That is the true and proper fraction. That's 100%. Kobe is 5 for 7, not 5 for 2. I get I get the theory behind you guys trying to say 5 for 2 and 3 for 6 because you're trying to say 5 wins, 2 losses, but that's not how when you do a fraction, that's not how you do it. You don't put 5 for 2. You put 5 for 7, meaning 7 tries and the number of wins or the number of success out of the tries. That's how fractions work. So he went 7, so he's 5 for 7. LeBron went 9 times. He's 3 for 9. This man is an abysmal 33% in the finals. And this whole argument where people want to sit here and say that, he's the best player on the world, he's the best player in the world, it was asinine, ass 10, and ass 11 when you guys said it last year. Kevin Durant showed up and showed out in the NBA Finals in 2017. He destroyed this man. He was, in my estimation, because that's the way I rank it. I rank greatness by 3 categories: the number of championships that you win and how you win those championships. That's my first pedigree. I'm going to say that again: the number of championships and how you win those championships. The second one is the finals MVPs, the number of finals MVPs that you win. Obviously, there's levels to this stuff. We know there's guys that have won 2 finals MVPs. There's guys that have won 1 finals MVPs. Let me start that. Then there's guys that's won 2 finals MVPs. And then there's the category that's 3 finals MVPs and more. That's the way it works. Kevin Durant right now is in the category of 2 finals MVPs and more. But Last year, he unseated LeBron as the best player because he took it directly to LeBron. LeBron James was the one that was guarding him, and he was sticking it to him. And that game 3, he put that shot in LeBron James' face to let LeBron James know, I'm tired of being number 2. I have arrived. You know what time it is when you check it up with me. I'm the best player on the planet. Then he comes back in 2018. You LeBron apologists, you medias, the Nick Wrights, this guy, man, he's just a clown. I have a video. I'm gonna murk this guy down the road. This guy from ESPN. He don't know what he's talking about. I mean, the biggest LeBron writer I've ever seen in my life. Probably the worst LBJ apologist I've ever seen and heard from. With the stuff that he say, just don't make no sense. If this guy, at this point, with LeBron James being 3 for 9 in the finals, could turn around and say that LeBron James is better than MJ, I want to know what this guy's on. I really do. But the point that I'm trying to make is this. Kevin Durant showed up on him in 2017. Then he turned around in 2018 and showed up on him again. So you guys are definitively not going to give that man the best player in the world? Then you're going to sit here and say, well, he played on a loaded Warriors team. Well, what happened in game 3 of 2018? Stephen Curry was 1 for 10. Klay Thompson was off. Draymond Green wasn't giving you that grit of defense, and all of those other intangibles. So Kevin Durant had to come in and show up and show out like a true and absolute superstar is supposed to do. Like I remember guys in the previous times, the Kobe's in the worlds, the MJs of the worlds had to do. He came in there and he said, okay, guys, don't nobody want to show up? Well, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do my thing. And boy, did he do his thing. I mean, the man hit a 37-foot 3-point shot. I mean, what else can this man do? Like they said when they were asking him in the interview, what else can you do to prove yourself? I don't want to hear this crap about, oh, he went to the Warriors, he went to the team, that beat him, et cetera, et cetera. Listen, I don't care about all that stuff. LeBron James was the one that started that nonsense. So I don't understand why people don't want to, put that on him, put the onus on him. When he went to Miami and he joined with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Then after he left that team, people want to act like Cleveland didn't have a super team. It was him, Kevin Love, and Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving. That was a super team within itself. Didn't they win in 2016? Come on, man. And don't get me started on LeBron James with Uncle Drew. Kyrie Irving proved what the Chris Boshes and the Mario Chalmers of the world at that time was trying to say about LeBron James. Of course, they didn't respect Chris Bosh because he was the third wheel. And of course, they didn't respect Mario Chalmers because who is he? He's just a role player. But Kyrie Irving proved the point that I was trying to say about LeBron. Everybody want to say, oh, it's so easy to play with this dude. He's such a team player. No, he's not. And Kyrie Irving was so irked with playing with this guy that he left the team because LeBron James failed to realize that as he was regressing, as he was aging, he had to give the team up. He didn't want to do that. Had LeBron James would have adopted the mentality of saying, you know what, I'm going to treat this situation like Shaq did with Wade, and I'm going to sit here and, hey, Kyrie, I'm going to, if I'm not going to hand over the keys to you because I can still kind of dominate in a sense, we're going to do this together. We're going to make it as a option A and an option A1. We're going to do this together. Had he would have done this with Kyrie Irving would have stayed on that team. And the gall and the disrespect, how you going to call a dude a kid? I mean, come on, who does that? This is a grown-ass man, and you're going to call him a kid. Of course he left the team. I would leave the team too. After I bailed you out, after I was your ultimate safety blanket, and I dropped 40-something points, and I hit that shot on Stephen Curry, and I boogied on him, and I razzle-dazzled him to secure the championship for you in 2016, and I did an ultimate level of bailing you out even bigger than what Ray Allen did to make sure that you had 3 titles. Come on, man. And they robbed Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving should have been the finals MVP. I know people going to sit here and they're going to get on me. They're going to say, man, you don't know what you're talking about. He should have been the finals MVP of that series. Just like I felt Ray Allen should have been the finals MVP. Because, again, if you go back to LeBron James's finals wins, there's always somebody bailing him out. That's a well-known fact. But you can't say that about Kobe. You can't say that about MJ. Because when they won their finals, they won them definitively. And you can't say that about Kevin Durant. Because what has Kevin Durant done in these last 2 finals? He showed up when it mattered the most. See, and this is why people like Shannon Sharp, the newest and the biggest LeBron writer I've ever seen in my life, want to sit here and call this man GOAT James. Get out of here with that nonsense. You don't know what you're talking about. Secondly, you need to bring up the fact that you know, why are you sitting here going for a guy that's constantly losing in the finals, but then you want to sit here and make excuses for him? Last time I checked, in your NFL career, you won 2 Super Bowls, right? Did you lose in the Super Bowl? No. Did you have a losing record? No. So what's the hate for MJ? Aren't you part of MJ's generation? What's the hate for him all of a sudden? Come on, man. Game need to recognize game, man. And this is the stuff that I keep trying to tell you guys. And I don't want to hear it no more. You guys go ahead and flood these comments up, say what you got to say, and I'll respond to a few of them. But the point and the fact of the matter is this: I don't want to ever hear LeBron James on the level of the likes of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Just leave it be. This is He Knows the Sport, checking out.